Welcome to Liz Mason Pilates. I thought it might be useful before you join one of my classes for me just to explain a few of the principles and the way I apply them to my classes. So if I can show you how we would start a class, you can maybe have a chance to practice these things a few times, and then at least when you come to the class that bit will make sense and you can then carry on and add the moves. So we sometimes start standing, and we'll do that first. So if you stand with your feet parallel and about a hip width apart, so that's the inside of your hips, you put your arms by your side. Make sure as you stand that you're not leaning forward or back. You can feel your toes on the floor, your heels on the floor, and your weight is spread evenly through your feet. You have your arms by your side, and then try to stretch your spine. Think of a magnet pulling you up through the top of your head, so you're standing quite tall and soft in the shoulders, but the weight's still even in your feet. This should mean then you're in what we call neutral spine, with your hips and your pubic bone level. We then move on to our breathing. In Pilates they describe it as breathing wide. So predominantly you breathe into your chest rather than your tummy. So as you inhale, you feel your ribs widen, and as you breathe out, you can feel them come back together. So if you practice that for a few breaths, if you're wearing a bra, you should feel it tightening all the way round. And you'll breathe in through your nose, out through your nose or mouth, whichever you find you feel best. So standing in balance in neutral, breathing into the upper body. And the other key factor is the setting up of what Joseph Pilates called the inner core, the powerhouse, but today it's more likely to be called the core. It's the deepest tummy muscles, the back, the pelvic floor, the diaphragm. So it's like a girdle. And we do that with our breathing. This is tricky. So as you breathe in, your chest comes out, the tummy comes out a bit. And as you breathe out, just slowly start to pull your tummy button in. So you breathe in. And as you breathe out, just gently draw your navel towards your spine. And as your belly button comes in, it's pulling your transverse abdominis muscles in. Also will have an effect on your pelvic floor underneath, so that starts to lift. So hopefully, as you pull your tummy button in, you can feel your pelvic floor is coming up and it's dropping down as you breathe in. The back muscles are very tiny, so you might not feel those, but they will be working around your back. And then just one more thing. Imagine you've got a very big belt around your waist. As you breathe out, slowly tighten it to the 10th hole. So you're pulling your navel towards your spine, you're tightening to the 10th hole. Now as you breathe in, slowly release the belt, but catch it on the 3rd hole, so don't let it go all the way. Repeat, tighten to the 10th hole, pull belly button to spine, loosen to the 3rd hole as you breathe in. So by doing this, you're never completely letting go of your core. You're letting go to the 3rd hole 2/3 and then bring it all the way back. So once you've got all these things set up, you can start to add movement, but you're then using your core as you move. So it's going to be strengthening this area, whatever we do. Let's now try it on the floor. So if you come down onto the floor, onto a carpet, onto your mat, whatever, you lay down on your back. Now place your head onto your mat. I'm just going to get a cushion. And you can either lay just with your head directly on the mat, or if you're inclined to lift your chin, you try a small cushion under your head. So whichever you think is more comfortable. We lay with the legs bent, about 90 degrees, and again the heels line up with the hips, so there's about a fist width between the feet and the knees. And we lay in neutral spine, the way we were standing. So that means you want to have your ribs on the floor and your very lower part of your back. But the lumbar spine, this rounded bit, stays rounded. So you're not tipping, your tummy's flat, your hips and your pubic bone are level. That will be what we call neutral. You leave your arms down beside you, and then you get a stretch in your chest. And then you can practice that breathing into the chest. As you breathe out, pulling, melting belly button to spine. So you breathe in, and as you breathe out, you squeeze, you brace. You can feel the tummy button coming down, you can feel the pelvic floor zipping up. Just practice that for a few more breaths. As that tummy comes down, make sure you don't tighten across your chest. So as you pull your belly button down, think of that belt, tightening your waist to 10 notches on the belt, and then letting go 3 notches. So I hope that has just given you the basics of what we're going to do when you join a class. See if you can practice that. It is hard to get the breathing in as you pull in. And if you're not careful, you can get so complicated in your head that you start not to breathe. But if you can just practice that, see how you go with it. When you come to class, hopefully you'll be able to use it. If you can't use it, it doesn't matter. We'll just work on this without the breathing. If you've got any questions, my email address is elizamm@btinternet.com. Feel free to drop me a line. And I hope to see you soon at one of my classes.